So to summarize all that we've learned in this lesson, let's take 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3x minus 1, set it equal to 0, and solve and use some of the key ideas of the lesson. First thing we can note is from the fundamental theorem of algebra. The degree of this polynomial is 3, so we should end up with 3 zeros. If we want to use Descartes' rule to see what our sign changes are, if we look at f of x, there are 1, 2, 3. So we are going to have 3 or 1 positive real zeros. If we look at f of negative x, our equation would be negative 2x cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x minus 1, and there are no sign changes in that, so we are going to have no negative real zeros. And so that will help us when we start using our rational zero test, because we don't need to test any of our negative numbers. None of them are going to work. It's going to be only positive numbers that will divide evenly. So if we use our rational zero test, our rational possibilities are going to be of the form P over Q, where P is a factor of 1, so that's plus or minus 1, and Q is a factor of 2, so that's plus or minus 1 or plus or minus 2. So our possibilities are plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 1/2. So then let's synthetically divide and use the factor theorem to see if we can get the factorization. So synthetically dividing, we're going to have 2, negative 4, 3, negative 1. We're going to start going down our list till we find one that works. I think that 1 works, so bring down our 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. 3 plus negative 2 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1, which does indeed give us a 0. So that means that this factors into x minus 1 times 2x squared minus 2x plus 1. So if we look at x minus 1 and set that equal to 0, we will get x equals 1. So that is one of our zeros. And then if we look at the other factor, 2x squared minus 2x plus 1, I don't think it factors, so we'll have to use the quadratic formula. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a, which is 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 8, which is negative 4 over 2. So we get 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 is 2i divided by 2, and we get 1 plus or minus I. So we should have ended up with 3 zeros, and the 3 zeros are 1, 1 plus I, and 1 minus I.